Hello and welcome to the shed. In today's video I'm going to be carving a Demogorgon hand from the show Stranger Things because my cousin likes it and it's a gift for her birthday. And when I do a more complicated carving, I usually start off with a basic clay model, which is going to be exact to the final carving, but it's something I can follow off of. And the goal for this is to look like it's coming out of the wall as the monster does in the series. First step is to get it set up on a carver's vise. I'm going to start with rounding off the corners. I'm going to go ahead and mark some of the key features on the arm. So I can see that I'm following that line that goes sort of slanted down. And then there's also below the wrist bone, all this material can go. And another important feature is that the fat of the arm sort of twists towards the wrist. The fat's facing to the ground and closer to the vein is facing up. And I can also get rid of this chunk of wood where the vein's going to go. And this line right here is about where that transition between the fat facing up versus down happens. Now that I've done some of the roughing out of the lower half of the arm, I'm going to glue on this slanted piece so that you can see the flick of the arm in the final carving. I want the fingers to lay flat against the wall as if the hand is pressing down, so they have to go at a different angle, which is why the fingers are cut with different pieces. And they're secured with nails, which will later be removed to further carve, but they're just there to secure for now. And I'm going to start roughing in around the wrist bone to be my guide for the rest of the hand. I'm going to start defining the thumb. So firstly, I'm going to focus on the skin between the thumb and the rest of the hand. And then I'm also going to focus and be conscious of where that knuckle is so that I can keep that form and the rest of the thumb can sort of be below it. The knuckle's going to be a high spot, basically. I don't have to make the bottom of the arm pretty because it's going to rest against the wall, but I'm going to carve just the basic form so I don't get lost with the rest of the arm. The thumb's starting to take shape and I'm going to start focusing on the other fingers. I've started getting those bones that go forward with the fingers, and I'm also going to focus on getting that webbed skin between them. This is what it looks like after roughing in. Since it's kind of fragile to carve nails, I have these empty spots which I'm gonna glue and carve the nail by hand instead. So this is what one of them looks like. I carved with a knife. The last thing I need to do is to mount it onto something that I can use to hang it on the wall. I found this old piece of scrap wood suitable, and I want it to look like some of that flesh from the actual series. This is some watered down acrylic. I use watered down rather than pure acrylic because it removes the stroke marks and also looks more like a stain rather than paint. This is the final carving. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, and please excuse everything else on the wall. I couldn't find another spot to hang it. But yeah, this is what it is, and I was mostly focused on getting that wrist off the wall. I hope she likes it. So there it is.